Elena rolled out of bed slowly, the weight of the morning pressing heavier than usual. She stretched, but instead of the usual relief, a dull ache of sadness tugged at her chest. Her father's memory came rushing in. Laughter, the way his voice carried through the house, the warmth of his presence. He was gone now, taken suddenly, tragically, and though weeks had passed, the wound felt as raw as the first day. Today was the day she had promised her mother she would stop by. Together they would sift through her father's things one last time. Her mother wanted to know if there was anything Elena wanted to keep before donating the rest to Goodwill. Just the thought of rummaging through those boxes, through shirts that still carried his cologne, through books marked with his handwriting, stirred a storm of emotions she wasn't sure she was ready to face. Other than that one task, the whole summer lay wide open before her. Like most teachers, she had the luxury of these long, quiet months off. It was one of the best parts of the profession, really. Sometimes she thought it had been her destiny all along, to become a teacher, just like her mother, her father, and even her grandfather before them. Families often pass down their callings: doctors, lawyers, builders, artists, and teachers. She had inherited that baton without question. It wasn't a bad life. Far from it. Teaching had given her purpose, joy, and stability. But this morning, standing at the edge of grief and memory, she couldn't help but feel a whisper of uncertainty, a sense that the summer ahead might hold something unexpected. The storm had been rolling in all afternoon, the kind of heavy summer rain that made the old house creak like it was remembering its age. She hadn't meant to come up here. Not really. She had flown back to settle her father's estate, and the lawyer's files downstairs were waiting, stacked in neat, impersonal piles. But grief made her restless, and the attic, her father's forbidden domain when she was little, suddenly seemed like the only place left that still smelled like him. The air hit her in a wave: dust, cedar, the faint tang of machine oil.
Why am I even doing this?
She thought, pulling the chain to a dangling bulb. The light buzzed, flickered, and painted the room in pale yellow. Trunks were stacked like miniature fortresses, their brass latches dull with age. Shelves bent under the weight of boxes stuffed with old journals, newspapers, and things that should have been thrown away decades ago. She could almost hear her father's voice.
Elena, the past has a way of whispering if you bother to listen.
She crouched in front of the nearest trunk, brushing away a fine layer of dust with the back of her hand. The latch resisted, then clicked open. Inside, winter coats, faded photographs, and beneath them, a small wooden box. It was the kind of box made to be hidden, dark mahogany scarred at the corners, with a brass lock snapped off long ago. Her breath caught. She set it on her lap, the attic floor creaking beneath her, and lifted the lid. Inside, wrapped in a sheet of brittle paper, lay a collection of oddities. A black and white photograph of men in uniform standing beside a railway. Several letters written in a language she didn't recognize. And folded carefully but yellow with time, a map. The edges were frayed, but the ink was still sharp enough. Thick red lines cutting across Thailand, arrows pointing toward the mountains above Hua Hin.
Elena?
Her mother's voice floated up from the stairs.
Yes?
She called back.
You're not digging through your father's junk, are you?
Elena hesitated, eyes still fixed on the strange map.
Just looking around.
Her mother sighed.
That's all nonsense, you know. He wasted years chasing stories.
What stories?
Elena asked too quickly. Silence, then with a sharper tone.
Lock the attic when you're done. Some things should stay where they are.
The sound of footsteps retreating left Elena alone with the storm and her racing pulse. She pulled out her phone and snapped a photo of the map. Within moments, she was scrolling through her contacts and pressing a number she hadn't dialed in years. A groggy voice answered on the other end.
Elena, do you know what time it is here?
Hi, Niran. I need your help with something strange.
There was a pause, then a chuckle.
Strange, from you, that could mean anything. What did you find this time?
She stared at the photograph again. The railway, the soldiers, the strange red markings leading toward the jungle.
A mystery.
she said softly.
And I think it starts with the Japanese occupation of Thailand.
Elena, are you serious?
Niran's voice sharpened, now fully awake.
You're calling me about World War II in the middle of the night.
Not World War II.
She said, holding up the photograph to the light.
Something more specific. Do you remember the rumors about Japanese gold hidden in Thailand?
There was a rustling sound on the line, the creak of his office chair.
Of course, every historian here has heard those stories. Gold stolen from across Asia, transported through Thailand when Japan built the railway to Burma. Shipments went missing. Some say they were buried in tunnels, others...
He hesitated.
Others?
She pressed. A sigh.
Others say the officers paid tribute to spirits, hiding treasure in temples. But Elena, it's myth, campfire tales. People die chasing shadows like that.
Her eyes dropped back to the map. The red line cutting toward Hua Hin looked anything but myth.
My father had this in his attic. Why?
That's what worries me.
Niran said quietly.
If he was involved, he knew things he shouldn't. These legends, they attract dangerous men.
She was silent, listening to the storm hammering against the roof. Finally, she said,
Niran, I'm coming to Bangkok.
Elena?
I'll send you the photo of the map. Meet me when I land.
The line clicked off before he could argue. Downstairs, the house was dark. Elena stood at the kitchen window, phone still warm in her hand. Her mother's words echoed,
Some things should stay where they are.
but the memory of her father's voice was stronger. His late nights bent over papers, the way he looked out windows as if chasing something just beyond the horizon. She whispered to the empty kitchen.
What were you looking for, Dad?
The next morning, she packed a small bag, passport, notebook, the copied photograph of the map. She paused at the door of her childhood home, breathing in the smell of old wood and rain-soaked earth. Her mother sat at the table, arms folded.
You're leaving?
Just for a while.
Mother, half smiling.
Do you remember when you were little, the three of us went to Hua Hin? Your father made you climb those stone steps at Wat Hoi Mong Kol, even though you were terrified.
Elena laughs quietly.
And he carried me halfway up when I refused to move another inch. Said even history was worth nothing if you didn't have the strength to climb toward it.
The memory stung, a mix of warmth and longing.
You're chasing ghosts.
Maybe. But ghosts don't hide maps in locked boxes.
Elena lingered in the kitchen, the map heavy in her pocket. Her mother sat at the table, tea cooling beside her, something folded in her hands. Mother, quiet, reluctant.
Your father, he left this for you. Told me to wait until you were older, until you were ready.
She slid a sealed envelope across the table. The paper was yellowing, the wax brittle, but Elena recognized the familiar scrawl of her father's handwriting. For Elena. Elena, whispering as she breaks the seal.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Mother, with a heavy sigh.
Because your father's obsessions cost us enough nights. He lived with one foot in the past. I wanted you free of it.
The letter inside was brief, written in a hand that wavered near the end. Elena reads her father's letter.
Elena, if you're reading this, then I never had the chance to tell you myself. Use your common sense. Of course there is gold in Thailand, not just gold, but history that men have tried to bury. I was so close. When the time is right, I trust you to see what I could not. Be cautious, my clever girl. Truth and greed walk the same road, and one is always hunting the other.
Elena folded the letter, her throat tight. Her mother's eyes glistened in the dim light. Mother, softly.
He wanted to retire and finally chase those stories. The very year he died. That night, the hit and run on the coastal road. They said it was random. But your father, he had been restless, almost nervous. I've always wondered if it was really an accident.
For a moment, neither spoke. Then her mother turned back to her tea, the conversation ending in silence. Elena stepped out into the fresh brightness after the storm, Her taxi to the airport was waiting. Elena adjusted the strap of her bag. The hum of Bangkok Airways terminal. On the plane, she flips through her father's old notes, noticing underlined words. Hua Hin, Temple, Guardians. The memory of his death returned with the turbulence, the late-night call, the words hit and run, coastal road, instant. But nothing about it had ever felt instant to her. It lingered, a crash that echoed in every silence of the house. Was it fate? Or had someone made sure her father never reached retirement, never reached the treasure? The sun sets as the plane crosses the Gulf of Thailand. Darkness outside, turbulence inside her chest. The plane touched down with a shudder, tires squealing against the runway. Elena blinked awake as the flight attendant's voice crackled through the speakers in Thai, then in English. Through the oval window, she saw lights stretching into the distance. Bangkok glittering like spilled jewels across the dark plain. By the time she cleared customs, the weight of jet lag pressed against her shoulders. The air outside hit her like a wall, thick, hot, and sweet with the smell of exhaust and frying garlic. Her taxi driver leaned against the car, cigarette glowing in the night. He smiled when she showed him the address.
Bangkok, first time?
He asked in halting English as they pulled onto the expressway.
Not exactly.
Elena said, eyes fixed on the sea of motorbikes swarming past.
Bah, the first time chasing. Ghosts.
The driver laughed politely as though unsure whether it was a joke. Neon signs flickered across his windshield. Thai script, Japanese kanji, golden arches, red lanterns. The city was a patchwork of worlds. In sound of a bustling riverside cafe, gentle chatter, clinking cups, the low rumble of long-tailed boats on the river. The air is warm, humid, carrying the scent of exotic spices and river water. Professor Nairan was waiting at a riverside cafe the next morning. He looked older than she remembered, spectacles slipping down his nose, white in his hair.
Elena Ward.
He says her name with a deep resonance, a flicker of recognition and something more, warmth tinged with a long-buried affection, crossing his face. He hesitates for just a fraction of a second, his usual academic reserve warring with a deeply personal connection.
You always had a way of finding trouble.
She smiled.
And you always had a way of telling me not to.
Instead of a handshake, Niren's usual professional gesture shifts into something warmer, more intimate. He reaches out, pulling Elena into a brief, loving embrace, his arm around her shoulders, hers around his waist. It's not the awkward hug of acquaintances, but the familiar comfort of a shared, hidden history. As they embrace, a cascade of memories floods her. Late nights in her father's study, whispered conversations between her and Niran, the stolen glances, the clandestine meetings after lectures. She recalls the agonizing decision they made to end it, knowing her father's intense pride and possessiveness over his intellectual legacy and his family. They'd concluded it would be too much for him to bear, his approval perhaps too fragile, their professional paths too intertwined with his own. They pull apart, a shared silent acknowledgement of their past and the decision that kept them apart hanging in the air. Niran's gaze lingers for a moment longer than purely professional courtesy would dictate. He steps back, regaining a semblance of his usual composure, though his eyes still hold a warmth that speaks of more than just shared academic interest. He gestures with his coffee cup, a warm, rich chuckle escaping him.
I was his assistant for years, remember? For nearly a decade before I moved into my own academic pursuits. Your father, he really pulled me into his world.
His voice softens, filled with respect and a touch of wistful admiration.
Not just dusty manuscripts in university libraries, but forgotten temples hidden deep in the countryside, the stories carved in stone that most people walked right past. He had an uncanny knack for seeing the narrative in the most weathered rock.
He pauses, swirling his coffee, a thoughtful expression crossing his face.
In truth, Elena, he was a better teacher than treasure hunter. He had the passion, the drive, the obsession, yes, but he also had a deeper respect for academia. That's why he stayed in the lecture hall, building knowledge rather than chasing every whispered myth into the jungle himself. He believed in systematic study, improving the legends with verifiable evidence.
Her own memory surfacing, clearer now, sharper. She remembers his dedication, his own quiet passion for discovery, and how she'd admired him even then, perhaps more than she'd admitted to herself.
He planned to, though, after retirement. He'd often talk about it in hushed tones, like a secret promise. He'd go back to the mountains, finally piece together everything he'd started. Finish his work, he'd say.
His gaze turns distant, a flicker of sadness crossing his features. He met Elena's eyes at university back then, and they shared a quiet pact born of circumstance.
Yes, he told me as much. He was brimming with anticipation, said he'd finally have the time, the freedom to delve into those remote areas, to finish what he started, but he never got the chance.
He meets Elena's eyes, a shared understanding of that unfulfilled legacy, and perhaps their own unspoken, sacrifice path passing between them.
His greatest treasure, it seems, was the journey he never quite completed.
He takes a slow sip of his coffee, his gaze drifting to the river for a moment. A wry smile plays on his lips, a blend of humor, longing, and the acknowledgement of their current, dangerous predicament. He looks back at Elena, his expression shifting. Elena smiles faintly, a connection to their shared academic past, to her father's world, and to the complicated emotions that have always simmered beneath the surface between them. She remembers his dedication, how he was always the first to dive into research.
I still remember you at my father's lectures, always sitting in the front row, scribbling faster than anyone else. Your notebooks were legendary, even to us students, like miniature historical archives.
She leans forward slightly, her gaze now holding a mixture of fondness and a daring spark, addressing their current, perilous situation with a touch of dark humor.
You know, speaking of legendary efforts, wow, how can life get much better than this? Entering an adventure, chasing lost history with the person I've loved from a distance for so many years.
She gives a small, slightly nervous laugh.
This is either going to be incredibly fun or terrifyingly final. I guess we'll find out.
Niran's smile widens slightly, a flicker of grim amusement in his eyes. He takes a slow sip of his coffee, the dry academic in him surfacing amidst the potential peril. He leans forward conspiratorially, meeting Elena's challenging gaze.
Terrifyingly final?
He considers this, then shrugs with a theatrical flourish, his tone laced with ironic detachment.
Well, if that's the case, Elena, at least our research notes would finally be complete. And imagine the headlines: historians perish in search of lost treasure. Adds a certain gravitas to our posthumous publications, don't you think? Beats a quiet retirement anyway.
He winks, a brief, playful gesture that doesn't entirely erase the serious concern in his eyes.
Though I do hope for the fun option, less paperwork.
Elena chuckles, the sound a mix of relief, fear, and a genuine appreciation for Niran's ability to find humor in the face of extreme danger. It's a sound that bridges the years of separation and the immediate threat. Her chuckle rings out, cutting through the cafe's ambient noise for a brief moment.
Less paperwork. I can appreciate that. My lesson plans are already due next week.
They sat by the open windows where the Chao Phraya River slid past, brown and restless. Long-tail boats darted across the current, their engines growling.
My father did plan on pursuing these legend sites after retirement.
Elena nods, her gaze distant for a moment, absorbing the weight of Niran's words and the immense unfulfilled drive they both seem to share with her father. She then turns back to him, her expression shifting from wistful reflection to a quiet, unshakable resolve. Her voice is low, earnest, and carries a profound sense of destiny.
You know, Niran, sometimes in life, things happen, and you feel like you have no choice but to do this thing. Like it's imprinted on you. I can't fully explain it, but after sitting in my dad's attic, after finding that letter, After all of this, I just have no choice here. It feels like it's what I have to do.
She meets his eyes directly, her own searching his, hoping for understanding, not demanding it.
I would understand completely if you did not feel the same. But my father did plan on pursuing these legend sites after retirement. And now I feel like I have to pick up that baton. It's not just about the treasure anymore. It's about finishing his work. It's about understanding him.
Niran's gaze softens considerably as he hears the depth of Elena's conviction. The flicker of his own past romantic feelings mingles with a fierce loyalty to his mentor's legacy and a deep paternalistic concern for Elena. He leans forward, his voice low and steady, a quiet strength in his tone that reassures her more than any grand declaration could. He reaches across the table, gently covering her hand with his own for a brief moment, a gesture of solidarity that acknowledges their shared history and her deep emotions.
Elena, you don't have to worry about a thing. You are like a family. More than that, you are the continuation of your father's work and a part of my own history too. I would never, ever let you go into this legend world alone.
He squeezes her hand reassuringly before releasing it, his academic focus returning, but now with an added layer of personal commitment.
Now, let's take a look at that map you mentioned, and your father's original notes. We have a lot to decipher, and even more to prepare for.
She unfolded the map between their coffee cups.
Tell me what I'm looking at.
Niran adjusted his glasses, his brow furrowing.
This is not a tourist's curiosity. These symbols
He tapped a series of temple markings inked in red.
are old. They reference guardian sites, shrines built along the Japanese supply lines.
Supply lines for what?
For everything, he said softly. Weapons, food, and, if you believe the stories, treasure taken from across Asia, gold, artifacts, jade. The Japanese moved it through Thailand to Burma. Some shipments never arrived.
Elena leaned closer.
And you think it's hidden in these hills?
I think people have been killed for asking that question.
A clatter behind them made Elena glance up. Two men were seated at the far end of the cafe, their voices low. One of them caught her eye briefly, then looked away too quickly. She whispered,
You said people were killed. By who?
Niran followed her gaze, then busied himself with his coffee.
There are groups, treasure hunters, smugglers, some with roots going back to the war. They don't like outsiders.
Lucky for me.
Elena murmured.
I've never been good at staying outside.
Niran gave her a sharp look.
Elena,
But she was already folding the map back into her bag. That evening, she wandered through a night market near her hotel. Lanterns swayed overhead, painting the crowd in warm light. Stalls overflowed with silk scarves, carved elephants, sizzling skewers of chicken and chilies. She paused at a jewelry stand, running her fingers over silver bangles. The vendor smiled, but her attention drifted to the edge of the crowd. Two men stood there, the same two from the cafe. Her pulse quickened. They pretended to examine trinkets, but their eyes kept flicking toward her. Elena stepped away from the stall, weaving deeper into the crowd. She forced herself to walk casually, though every instinct screamed at her to run. The smell of lemongrass and smoke clung to the air. Music thumped from a nearby speaker. She glanced back. They were following. Elena's pace quickened as she threaded through the crowd. She could hear them now, the shuffle of hurried footsteps just behind her, lost and found again in the clamor of voices. She slipped between two stalls where skewers of squid hissed on a grill, smoke curling into her hair. A child laughed, a dog barked, neon light spilled across her path. She risked a glance back. The taller man caught her eye. No pretense this time. They were following. She pushed forward, heart thudding, past the fruit stand with pyramids of mangoes, past the stacks of cheap sandals, until the market seemed to blur into a riot of color and sound. One of them called out, not in Thai, not in English, but Japanese. The word cut through the crowd like a blade. Elena ducked suddenly, slipping into a narrow side alley. The air there was damp, the walls stained with mildew. Behind her, footsteps pounded closer. She scanned the shadows. A doorway. Without hesitation, she slid inside, pulling the curtain shut behind her. The room smelled of incense and candle wax. An old woman sat cross-legged on a mat, her eyes clouded with age. The woman didn't flinch, didn't ask. She only whispered in Thai.
Spirits guard what is not meant to be found.
Elena's breath hitched. Before she could answer, the men's footsteps thundered past outside, fading down the alley. The old woman smiled faintly, as if she had seen this before, and turned back to her candles. Elena slipped back into the street, pulse racing. The market was already closing, lanterns dimming, voices softening into the night. She moved quickly now, straight to her hotel. Her room was quiet when she entered, the hum of the air conditioner steady. She locked the door, double-checked the windows, then sank onto the bed with her bag beside her. For a moment, she thought she'd lost them, that maybe she was being paranoid. Then she noticed it, her suitcase unzipped. Slowly, she reached for the lamp and flicked it on. Papers were scattered across the desk. Then she noticed it, the main compartment of her backpack. It felt disturbed, not just misplaced, but searched. Slowly, she pulled out her father's original notes, her journal, her passport, and then she saw it. A tiny thread snagged on the zipper and a subtle disturbance in the fabric lining where the map should have been. The map copy gone. Her breath came fast, shallow. Someone had been here. A sound made her freeze. A faint click from the bathroom, the whisper of a door hinge. She moved before fear could stop her, snatched the metal lamp from the bedside table, the cord yanking free. The door swung open and a figure stepped out. Tall, masked, black clothes. He froze when he saw her, then lunged. Elena swung hard. The lamp cracked against his arm, sparks bursting as the bulb shattered. He cursed in Japanese, stumbling. They struggled, crashing against the wall. He tried to pin her, reaching for the bag at her feet. She drove her knee up, hard. He gasped, staggered, and bolted for the window. By the time she reached it, he was gone, swallowed by the Bangkok night. She stood trembling, knuckles white around the bent lamp. Her bag was still there, but the copy of the map, gone. Her phone buzzed. It was Niran.
Elena, did something happen? You sound...
Her voice is clear, determined, a new urgency in her tone.
They took the copy.
She takes a steadying breath.
And they didn't find the original map, or my father's original notes, or my journal. But they did take the copy. And I had the original map in my bag. I was planning for us to sit down and study it together.
Silence on the other end. Then,
So they know you have the leads. And they have at least one piece of the puzzle.
her voice is sharp with resolve.
Exactly. They know what we're looking for. Which means they'll be hunting for the site itself. We will need to move faster now. We go to Hua Hin. Now, we have to find the site before they find whatever the map was leading to.
I told you, these people, they will not stop.
I'm not stopping either.
Elena said.
Elena,
This isn't just about treasure. It's about my father. He knew something. And now they know I do too.
She sank onto the bed, voice steady now.
Meet me tomorrow. We're going to Hua Hin.
Sound of heavy, wet footsteps, dripping water, intense cicada buzz, occasional bird calls that suddenly stop. Elena is pushing through dense foliage, her movements driven by a frantic energy, clutching her father's journal. Sound of Niran hacking through vines with a machete, grunting with effort. He pauses, wiping sweat from his brow. Elena, internal thought, her desperation palpable.
The theft of the map copy left a chilling void. They knew. They wanted it. But my father anticipated this. He prepared me, not with a perfect guide, but with a key. This worn journal. His last desperate instructions, scribbled in a moment of foresight.
Elena, internal thought.
Are they still behind us? The silence now. It's worse than the noise. The cicadas have stopped. Everything's gone still, like the jungle is holding its breath, waiting. Waiting for what? For them? Or for us to finally make a mistake? Father always said the Japanese were meticulous, not just with their logistics, but with their defenses. He'd found notes, sketches, that suggested they booby-trapped key locations, especially those guarding valuable assets. This place, it feels like it could be one of them. And the villages, the old stories Neiran mentioned about cursed temples, people not returning, it all clicks into place. This isn't just a hiding spot, it's a tomb.
Niran let out a frustrated grunt, pausing his work with the machete.
Elena, this is madness. We are lost. There is no path, just more jungle. We should turn back.
Turn back to what? To them? To people who are now hunting us for a map they think we still have. My father knew the risks. He prepared me for this.
She opens her journal to the annotated page, pointing to a symbol.
The river's curve. He marked it. The 3 ancient stones. That's where we start. We have to trust this. It's all we have. My father spent years piecing this together. He knew Japan moved vast quantities of treasure during the war. Gold, artifacts, everything they could loot, through these supply lines heading west. Some of it never made it. He believed this was where it ended up, hidden before it could be taken by the Allies or by someone else. He'd read accounts of Japanese soldiers being tasked with safeguarding these caches, and that some were instructed to create elaborate defenses, traps, to protect the loot. He was so close. I can't just abandon it.
He leans closer, his academic curiosity piqued, his previous apprehension momentarily overridden by the thrill of historical deduction. He studies the sketch and Elena's annotations.
The river's curve and these symbols.
He pulls out a small, worn notebook of his own, flipping through pages filled with his neat handwriting and diagrams.
This is characteristic of Japanese defensive emplacements during the war. They often utilized the natural topographical features and coupled them with strategic fortifications.
She remembered him hunched over maps in his study, the smell of old paper and pipe tobacco, his eyes alight with a fire she'd rarely seen. He'd whispered about lost fortunes, about the strategic importance of those routes, about the ruthless efficiency of those who guarded them, both then and now. He knew people died for these secrets, and now so did she. He points to a cluster of symbols in Elena's journal.
And these markings, they refer to guardian sites, not just military positions, but sites often chosen for their spiritual significance or ancient structures that they reinforced or repurposed. My research, for over 20 years now, Elena, has focused precisely on these hidden supply lines and their logistical caches. Your father was on the cusp of something monumental, something many of us historians only dreamed of confirming.
He looks up at Elena, his expression a mix of professional excitement and concern.
He was heading towards a location where they would have likely secured their most valuable loot and probably established a primary defensive post. Given the terrain and the historical context of the Hua Hin region, they would have sought natural advantages, caves, elevated positions, or proximity to water sources, and potentially integrated existing religious sites for cover or spiritual appeasement of local spirits, a common tactic. What your father found in that map and what these notes suggest, it points to one of those significant, likely fortified and possibly spiritually charged locations. It might not be the exact map, but this, it taps her journal. Combined with my knowledge of their operational patterns, gives us a fighting chance.
Her gaze scans the dense canopy, a prickle of unease returning. She'd felt it in Bangkok, that unnerving sense of being watched. She looks back, scanning the dense wall of green behind them, trying to dismiss it as nerves. Elena's internal thought, sharp and present.
Watched. I felt it in the city, that phantom gaze, and now, here. Is it just my fear, or are they as relentless as my father warned? He said truth and greed walk the same road, and greed is a predator. They know we're coming.
Elena shields her eyes, peering back along the approximate path they've taken. The jungle is a thick, undulating sea of green. For a fleeting moment, through a break in the leaves on a distant ridge, they see it. A flash of dark clothing, a glint of sunlight on something metallic, quickly swallowed by the foliage. Too organized to be local wildlife. Too deliberate to be a coincidence. A chilling confirmation of their pursuit. Softly, her voice tight with a newfound dread.
Niran, look, up there, on that ridge.
His voice dropping to a low, urgent tone following her gaze.
They're not far behind. They're not just following the general direction, they're tracking us.
A cold dread settles in her stomach. Her father's warnings echo louder now.
Then we don't have time to hesitate. We push forward.
Niran gives a determined nod and they press deeper into the oppressive, silent jungle, the unseen threat now a very real, very visible presence on their trail. And now, sudden movement from the undergrowth. Niran gives a determined nod and they press deeper into the oppressive, silent jungle, the unseen threat now a very real, very visible presence on their trail. Suddenly, a flash of brilliant emerald green, impossibly vibrant against the muted greens and browns of the jungle floor, erupts near Elena's outstretched hand. It's a Malayan pit viper, its scales a vivid, almost luminous green, its body coiled tightly. It's impossibly camouflaged, yet starkly visible in its lethal beauty. Elena freezes, her breath catching in her throat, as the viper's head, triangular and perfectly adapted to its environment, flicks its forked tongue, tasting the air. It is incredibly close, a hair's breadth from her skin as she instinctively recoiled. The realization hits her with the force of a physical blow. Elena, internal thought, the memory of her father's words rushing back with chilling clarity.
Be cautious, my clever girl. The Guardian, they don't just build walls, they use the world around them. The jungle itself is a defense. Sometimes what's most beautiful can be the most deadly.
She remembers now, flicking through her father's notes. A barely legible passage on Japanese jungle warfare tactics, mentioning the deliberate use of native venomous snakes as natural deterrents, particularly around hidden caches or pathways. The reverence in some local tales of spirit guardians taking the form of serpents to protect sacred places. He had mentioned a pit of vipers as a theoretical defense, a possibility he'd researched. She hadn't fully grasped the danger then, the stark reality of it. Now, staring into the obsidian eyes of this creature, the concept wasn't theoretical anymore. It was horrifyingly, palpably real. They weren't just looking for traps. They were walking into a living, breathing, venomous defense system, possibly placed by the Japanese, amplified by local lore. Her voice a strained whisper, barely audible over the thumping of her own heart.
Niran, careful. That viper, it's one of the deadliest. Only an hour or two if it bites.
He instinctively pulls back, his machete lowered slightly, recognizing the immediate danger. He hadn't seen the snake until Elena's reaction. Its camouflage, too perfect.
My God, Elena, you were so close.
He scans the area around them, his academic curiosity now replaced by a grim survival instinct.
Your father, he mentioned guardians using the environment. He wasn't speaking in metaphor. They're using the very life of this jungle against us.
Her gaze shifts from the retreating viper to the dense undergrowth around them, a chilling understanding dawning.
He talked about a pit of serpents. Niran, a theoretical defense. But seeing this, here, on this path, it's not theoretical anymore. We're walking through their defenses.
Niran nods, his jaw tight, gripping his machete with renewed purpose.
Then we must tread as softly as possible. Every rustle, every shadow could be the next guardian.
Just as despair began to set in, Niran let out a guttural cry, not of pain but of surprise. He'd swung the machete through a particularly thick, overgrown section of vines, and as they parted,
Look, Elena, look!
there, pushing through the dense canopy, was not more jungle, but the unmistakable weathered silhouette of ancient stone. Moss-covered steps, choked with roots, led upwards towards crumbling walls, and nestled within a niche, half buried in the damp earth, was the fragmented form of a stone Buddha statue, its serene face broken, one delicate hand reaching out from the dirt as if in a silent plea. The temple, long lost to time and nature, had been found.
Elena, look, the ruins.
They had found it. Pushing through the final, stubborn veil of green, they stepped into a clearing that time had tried, but failed to erase. Before them stood the skeletal remains of an ancient temple, its stone walls cloaked in moss and strangler figs. Sunlight, dappled and hesitant, filtered through the dense canopy, illuminating worn carvings of what looked like fearsome, serpentine creatures entwined with the figures of stern-faced warriors. It was both magnificent and deeply unsettling. Sound of footsteps on crumbling stone, careful and deliberate. Niran's voice slightly strained from caution.
Careful, Elena, this place feels preserved and possibly trapped.
They moved deeper into the temple's embrace, the air cooler here, carrying the faint, musty scent of ages. Niran, ever practical, tested the stone beneath their feet. He kicked aside a loose piece of rubble near a shadowy crevice. Sound of a small rock being dropped, followed by an unnerving silence. No echo, no splash, no thud.
Did you hear that?
Elena, listening intently.
Hear what? I didn't hear anything. The rock. Where did it go?
Niran dropped another stone, this one larger. Again, only silence answered. It was as if the crevice swallowed sound itself, hinting at a void far greater than mere rubble could explain. The air grew colder as Elena and Niran pressed deeper into the ruin. Their flashlights swept across stone walls carved with half-erased kanji and prayers in Pali script. Then suddenly, the floor ended. A yawning pit stretched before them, swallowing the beam of their light. Elena knelt, flicking a pebble into the dark. They waited. No echo came. Elena, quiet, breathless.
Bottomless.
Or deep enough that no one returns. Either way, we can't go further.
Across the chasm, a crumbling archway beckoned, its lintel marked with the faint symbol of the rising sun. The mark she'd seen on her father's map. Whatever they were searching for lay beyond. Elena tugged at her pack, pulling free a coil of rope, a small hatchet, and the folding machete she'd carried since her field training days. Elena, with a half smile.
My father used to say, history rewards those who pack properly.
Niran, shaking his head but impressed.
You always were the stubborn one.
Together they hacked at the thick stalks of bamboo that had forced their way up through the cracked floor. The hollow canes echoed with each chop, the smell of fresh green rising in the stale air. Sweat ran down their necks as they lashed the stalks with rope, knotting them tight into a makeshift bridge. Panting slightly as he works.
We need a solid connection here, Elena. This bamboo is sturdy, but we need to lash it tightly. I've got my coil, but...
He pulls out his rope, revealing a decent amount, but a quick calculation shows it won't be enough to secure all the necessary stalks for a stable bridge.
We're going to be short, quite short.
She's already pulled out her own, slightly thinner, coil of rope from her backpack, intended for climbing or emergency kit.
I have mine, but it looks like we'll still be short.
She eyes the thick, tenacious vines growing out of the temple walls and the dense bamboo stalks. A new idea dawns on her, recalling her father's pragmatic approach to any challenge and her own teacher's instinct to make do with what's available. Her voice picks up a determined note.
But look at these vines. They're incredibly strong. If we can strip them clean, they might work as bindings. Tougher than twine, maybe even stronger than this thinner rope of mine.
He examines the vines, testing their thickness and flexibility. He nods slowly, a glint of respect for her resourcefulness.
They look tough. It'll take time to prepare them, but it's our best option. Let's work quickly. We don't know what else this temple might hide or who might be waiting on the other side.
They set to work, Niran focusing on cutting the bamboo stalks to size and lashing them with his main rope, while Elena expertly strips the tough outer bark from the thickest vines, testing their strength and preparing them for binding. The sounds of hacking, scraping, and the muffled snap of vines fill the air, interspersed with their labored breaths and the continued unnerving silence from the chasm. The pit breathed up at them, a windless void smelling of dust and bones. Sound of Niran tying off the last knot with his rope, and Elena securing a critical section with a braided vine, both pulling tight. As he knots the rope, his voice tight with the effort in the lingering silence from the chasm.
Do you think they built this to keep people out or in?
Elena, grimly setting the last lash and testing the bridge's stability.
Doesn't matter. We're going through.
They eased the bamboo bridge forward, each creak of rope a warning. Elena tested her weight first. The stalks flexed, groaned, but held. Inch by inch, she crossed the abyss, her flashlight trembling against the stone beyond. Halfway across, something shifted. A stalk snapped with a crack that echoed like thunder. Niran shouting.
Elena!
She lunged, fingers scraping stone, and hauled herself over the ledge. Heart hammering, she turned and held the rope taut as Niran followed, his steps cautious but sure. Together they collapsed against the far wall, laughing breathlessly, the bamboo bridge sagging behind them. Elena, smiling through her fear.
Well, if the shadows are following, at least they won't cross that easily.
Ahead, the archway loomed. Beyond it lay a chamber untouched for decades. And within, the skeletal remains that told of betrayal, greed, and secrets buried with the dead. Niran, meanwhile, knelt beside a partially collapsed altar.
Elena,
He said, his voice laced with a new kind of urgency.
look at this.
The torchlight flickered across the chamber, shadows spilling over the moss-stained walls. Elena moved slowly, her breath tight in her chest, eyes locked on the figure slumped against the carved stone. The skeleton leaned there, as if it had been waiting a century just for them. Bones brittle and pale, the last shreds of fabric clinging to what once might have been a Japanese officer's uniform. Across its chest, a cracked leather satchel still hung, straps drawn tight against a rib cage that seemed too fragile to bear the weight. Elena crouched beside it, hesitating. The air smelled of damp stone and dust, yet beneath it was something sharper, iron or memory. She swallowed, glancing back at Niran.
If he carried something all this way, through the war, through the jungle, maybe it's the key. We need to see.
Niran gave a slow nod, though his eyes never left the skull, its hollow sockets fixed as though watching.
Careful.
He whispered.
This ground is not like others. You feel it, don't you? Something still lingers.
Elena pressed her lips tight but didn't argue. She slid the strap of the satchel loose, each tug making the bones shift and rasp against each other in protest. Finally, the leather gave way with a dry crack. Inside, bundled carefully despite the years, was a stiff leather wallet. She opened it with delicate fingers. A photograph slipped free, so faded she nearly mistook it for blank paper. But there, the shape of a man in uniform, his arm wrapped around a woman holding a child. The smiles were faint ghosts, yet the warmth in them had not faded. Her throat tightened.
He carried them with him, all this way.
Niran's gaze softened for a moment, but it hardened again when Elena unfolded what lay deeper in the satchel. A map, yellowed and crumbling at the edges, its ink bled by humidity, yet still it bore trails snaking through mountain ranges. Handwritten notes scrawled in Japanese crowded the margins.
This
Elena whispered, her fingers tracing the lines.
could show where the gold was taken, where it was hidden.
Niran bent close, his breath uneven. He reached out, brushing the edge of the parchment. The skeleton collapsed. It happened in an instant. the brittle form losing its tension as if the last thread binding it to the world had been cut. The rib cage caved in, vertebrae scattering like dice on the stone floor. The skull toppled forward, jaw snapping loose, clattering hollowly across the chamber. Both Elena and Niran stumbled back, their torch throwing wild shadows across the walls. Silence. Then a sound that didn't belong. A low chittering, sharp, high, almost mocking. From above, from the dark corners of the chamber they had not yet explored. Elena swung the torch upward. The light caught the gleam of eyes, dozens of them, reflecting gold. The sound grew louder. Not just chittering now, but the thump of claws on stone, the scrape of tails dragging along the carvings. Shapes shifted in the shadows, long-limbed and restless.
Monkeys.
Elena breathed, though her gut knew the truth before the word left her lips. Niran's face had gone pale. His voice was a hushed warning.
Number not monkeys, Hanuman's children, guardians of what is not meant to be touched.
As if summoned by his words, the creatures dropped from the shadows. They moved like monkeys. Yes, but larger, sinewy, their fur marked with strange, swirling patterns, as though temple carvings had bled into their skin. Their eyes burned with unnatural intelligence. And when they bared their teeth, it was less animal snarl than knowing smile. Elena's heart thundered in her chest. She clutched the map, the wallet, the photograph, as though the story within them might shield her. The creatures fanned out, circling, their bodies low, tails lashing. Their chittering was rhythmic now, almost like chanting, filling the chamber with a pulse that rattled Elena's bones. And there, at her feet, the officer's remains lay scattered. He had held his shape long enough to guard what he carried, long enough to keep the guardians at bay. But the instant they had disturbed him, the pack was broken. Elena tightened her grip on the torch, eyes flicking between the circling guardians and the relics in her hand. Niran whispered, voice sharp with fear and awe.
We took what was his, now the guardians demand their due.
The chamber breathed with the sound of claws, whispers, and the promise of something neither of them yet understood. As the chittering of the monkey gods swelled around them, Elena clutched the fragile map against her chest. Her eyes darted across the ink, desperate for a point of meaning, a clue that would justify the risks they had just unleashed. And there it was, a name she recognized, not from her studies but from memory.
Sisaket.
She whispered. Niran's head turned sharply.
In Isan province, that's Sisaket, near the Cambodian border.
Elena nodded slowly, her mind racing back to the attic, to her father's faded papers, and the strange clippings she'd once dismissed as nothing more than family trivia. A yellowing headline about the Preah Vihear temple dispute, a 1,000-year-old shrine claimed by both nations, a border that never stopped shifting, never stopped bleeding.
Her father had circled it in red ink. Why?
Niran's expression darkened.
That temple, it's a sacred ground. The Thais and Cambodians have fought over it for generations. Even today, it is not a place you walk into lightly.
Elena tightened her grip on the torch, hearing the guardians press closer, the echo of their chants growing heavier with each breath. She spoke as if confessing to herself.
If the map points there, then that's where we have to go. I think. My father knew. He left the clue for me to find.
Niran's jaw clenched.
Then whatever waits in Sisaket will be worse than monkeys.
The chamber shook with the guardian's rhythm, but for Elena, the sound had already become something else. The pounding of war drums echoing across centuries, leading her from the depths of Hua Hin's caves toward the contested lands of the northeast. Niran tracing the map with a dirt-stained finger.
Skulls, they marked this place with the skulls, and Sisaket too. This means they knew about this whole region, that the danger extended far beyond just this temple.
Elena, picking up the gold nugget, which must have tumbled away from the crumbled Japanese soldier skeleton, almost as it was supposed to roll to her feet.
Gold. And this. This proves it. It was a Japanese cache. Hidden. Guarded. My father was right.
Elena, internal thought.
Sisaket. Father was obsessed with that region too. The 1,000-year conflict along that border. Maybe it's not just about land or resources. Maybe both Thailand and Cambodia have always known what lies buried in that ancient borderland. Something that drew people, drew conflict, for centuries. And these warnings on the map, they weren't just about booby traps. They were about something older, deeper.
The gold in her hand felt significant, but the faded photograph and the stark warnings on the map pulsed with an even greater mystery. Her father had left her clues not just to treasure, but to a hidden history, a dangerous legacy tied to this land. Their journey was far from over. It was, in fact, just beginning. Elena, internal thoughts.
Niran knew my father longer than I did, in some ways. He knew the myths, the sights, the dangers. But did he also know the enemies? The shadows that followed my father until the night of his death?
The Guardian's chant built louder, almost deafening. Escape was impossible. The only way forward was hidden in the map pressed against her chest. Niran seized her arm, his voice breaking through the chaos.
We've got to get out of here, now.
The chamber shook with the fury of the monkey gods as the torchlight flickered, swallowed by the dark. Sound of wind picking up slightly, carrying faint, distant echoes.